So as you know, this week we're talking about formatting our work in APA style. And in order for that to be relevant, let's talk just a little bit about APA style. The American Psychological Association, or APA style, formally started in 1928 when editors and business managers of some psychological and anthropological journals met to discuss the form that journal articles should take when they were submitting them for publication. And the group also prepared a set of instructions for article preparation that was published in 1929 in the Psychological Bulletin. The APA style has been evolving ever since then, and it's now in its 6th version. It's a publication style that provides very consistent structure so that readers can easily find information that's important for evaluating research. And there are some fields outside of psychology that use APA style for their scientific writing. So let's take a look on this next slide at who does use APA style. The social sciences is who it was designed for, so we have psychologists, sociologists, anthropologists, etc. And other fields, particularly scientific fields, may use it for scientific writing that they're planning to publish in, especially in scientific journals. There's two types of APA papers. The first one is a literature review, or you may hear it called review of the literature. And that is a critical summary of what the scientific literature, remember we talked about those peer-reviewed journals, and those are very important in a literature review, has to say about whatever your specific topic or question is. And that's what your papers for this class will be, and frankly, where most of the papers you'll write for the rest of your undergraduate experience, unless you decide to do research in a particular class. So the literature review is definitely the one I want you to learn the most about, but I think it's also important to mention the experimental report, which is the other type of APA paper. And when you do research, you'll report it using the experimental report. What sections are included in each of them? When you're looking at the literature review, it only contains the title page, the introduction section, and the list of references. And some instructors may want you to write an abstract for a literature review, especially if it's fairly lengthy. So you would want to check with your individual instructor when you get an assignment to do a literature review. But generally, if they want an abstract, they would tell you, since that's not considered to be typically a part of a literature review. And also the length of a literature review and the required number of sources will vary based on the course and the instructor. The other type of report or APA paper is, like I said, the experimental report, and you can see that it contains significantly more sections. Aren't you glad that's not what you're going to be doing this semester? And they must be in order because they're connected to the scientific method, and you can probably see that just by looking. The introduction is what you want to study and why you think it's important. The method is how you tested it. The results, well, you can see it's pretty self-explanatory. In fact, if you opened up the steps of the scientific process from our first week and put it up beside this, you could really see how it lines up. And that makes it easy for people to read about your experiment without getting lost. So, the good part about knowing what is involved in an experimental report, you shouldn't have a problem finding peer-reviewed journal articles when your instructors ask for them, because they should include these sections, particularly an introduction and a method and a results.